Now that we've got the second network card fitted and we've made some changes to DNS, we're finally ready to install NAT onto this machine. So again, we'll go to the server management and we'll add a feature. And it used to be called routing and remote access. Now they've just changed the first option to remote access. And you'll see it wants to add quite a few extra options, and we only want the routing of that one. It also switches on the VPN option that we can use later on, and once again it's installed the web server option. Part of the web server we will use later on is the Windows authentication option, so we'll switch this on at the right time as well. And once more we're into the installation routines. And it's now successfully installed, so we can close it and close down the manager for the moment. And inside our administrative tools we should find routing and remote access, and again you'll find disabled because it hasn't been configured. We'll right click and configure, next, and you get several choices. You've got VPN, remote access, NAT, or NAT with VPN. You can also set up a tunnel or a virtual private network between two remote offices. Of course, there's always the custom option. I'm going to go for the virtual private network and NAT. It asks us which machine is the one that's connected to the internet, or if you remember, that's our public address. And how do you want to hand out IP addresses? Well, we've got DHCP running on this server, so that's fantastic for what we want. Do you want to use a system called Radius? We say no, and it's finished. It does remind us that we need to configure the DHCP relay later, but we'll do that when we need it. And we will find under IP4 that NAT is running, and if we fire up a client machine we'll be able to see the packets being translated. So I've started the client machine going. I'll launch the Edge browser. And we could type a URL in. And it's accessed the Google web page. If I now return to the server, we'll see the translation. Here we're back on the machine. You notice the number of mappings has gone up dramatically, along with the amount of inbound and outbound packets. We can always right click and show the mappings, and in here you can see the private address, you can see the public address that's been given, and the URL or IP address it's connected to, along with all the port numbers and things like that. So it's definitely translating quite happily.